Oh, come on. Right, so Shattered, Tal'Darim, they'll go Mesa. Right, so they've agreed on Metalopolis. This is going to be interesting. Let's put it this way. Let's create a game. MLG Metalopolis. Let's just check it. MLG Metalopolis, yeah. MLG. Okay, both are ready. Let's just set this all up. Right, so I'm a referee. P1. I love that rhyme now. Right, so. Whoa, those are some big fireworks. Yeah, sorry about fireworks in advance. It is bonfire night in this country, so there's lots of fireworks going off. Right, so this is going to be Terran versus Protoss on the MLG Metalopolis map. This is going to be interesting, because depending on which position they spawn, this could be very, very quick or very, very long. Heavily depending on the players and what style they choose. Do they choose macro or do they choose timing pushes? The Terran's more likely to go for a very early timing push. And OPS a bit late on the drone split then. I mean probe split. And the SCV is already getting constructed from his Terran opponent, who is spawning close air positions. And we are likely going to see some timing pushes from both sides here. There's a nice little thing about this map that if you put a pylon there, you can warp your units in on the road, and they'll already be halfway up to your opponent's base before they've even, been warped in properly. And we get a pylon put down there. It looks like IPS is going to be going for a certainly not going for a fast expand with a forge or whatever. Although this is a bad map to forge fast expand, if you ask me. Very gutsy move versus Terran, and already chrono boosting some probes out, so he's going for definitely a more macro orientated build. Already got a supply structure up, and an SCV is going off to scout. At this point, IPS will be realising that he has spawned in close air position to his opponent, and we see a barracks coming up for the Terran, pretty standard, and a gateway likewise coming up for the Protoss. Both players know exactly where the opponent is now, so we're likely to see a timing push in a second. A lot of probes pulled off the line and trying to deal with that SCV, and failed to do so, I might add. Another pylon added on there, and Scralber is looking at his base, and so is IPS. And they both know pretty much everything about each other's bases. gas coming up for the Protoss. Pardon me, along with another cybernetical. Orbital command finally coming up for Alba. Almost picking off an SCV with that probe then, but narrowly failing to. There is no rally point on that barracks. That is going to be annoying in the long run. This is looking like one Rex fast expand here. Well, one Rex expand. We got an idle probe there. Come on, get it to do something. Oh. Got a little, well, we did have a Zealot chasing an SCV around before the SCV decided to try and hug the Zealot. And Warp Gate Tech is finally underway for the Protoss player. Another firework. And both players seem to be surprisingly going for a macro-orientated build. The bunker positioning on that bunker could be better, as it could offer better fire support for the tank line if placed along there. Of course, there is no tank line yet, and the game might not even last to that stage. 4 Marines entering the bunker now and locking it up tight. And we have another barracks underway for our Terran, who is now getting gas off 2 refineries. The same as his opponent. If you look in the income tab, both players are roughly similar. The Protoss player having slightly more minerals from one harvester. However, the Terran has caught up with that. And is very soon likely to have a bonus with mules from 2 orbital commands. And another bunker under construction next to where the CC will land for the additional 3 Marines that are left lying around to go into. Yet another barracks underway for our Terran, along with the factory. This is likely to get scanned. Can't see an army. There are 3 gates plus a robo coming up, so we're likely to see some sort of Colossi / Immortal push. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a 3 Immortal push attack here. It's very common since the last patch. It took a major place in the metagame for TVP, and is really effective against bunkered up Marines, simply because Immortals just crack open bunkers like no tomorrow. It's 10 shots to kill a bunker off an Immortal, so imagine what 3 Immortals can do. However, we see a Colossi den coming up, which is really going to be what shows what he's doing. And Natural finally coming up for the Protoss player. Really needs to start producing probes so he can transfer straight over. And we will see, as soon as he gets the minerals, I believe, the extended thermal lance research being researched. Come on. Great. He's not researching it. And instead spends the minerals on a Colossi without the upgrade. Very risky moves, considering there are Marauders coming out with concussive shells on the way, and going to have dual medevacs, it would seem. Yeah, an engineering bay on the way with yet another barracks following up. We're going to have double engineering bays to grab double upgrades. I wouldn't be surprised if we see +1 armor coming on soon. And both players know relatively little about their opponent. IPS knows more than his opponent in the long run because he knows his opponent's expanded. However, that observer has almost sniped out the sky then by the building of a missile turret. And his opponent knows only that his opponent was expanding last time he saw. Now, this army is pushing out across the map to quite possibly deal with this hostile force. His opponent has seen... He is managing his economy, it would seem. Sorry. Marauders are being placed in front for some reason. And it appears to be loading for a drop, which is very interesting. It's not taking along a Marauder, which would really help that drop. And this Death Ball is going to be caught out of position by this drop. He's going to have to warp in units behind this. He could even lose a Colossi if it's focused, although it's moving straight out across the map. IPS can just see this drop on the edge of his map view. And, oh boy. He's going to come back to a nice, lovely present in the form of a Marine dropping his base. Almost all the probes are gutted from that mineral line. Some Stalkers warping in, however, they're not going to be able to catch that medevac. They don't have blink to catch it with, and that is a very successful drop. It appears that the Protoss player is going to try and smash through this front line in order to deal his fair share of economic damage. Immortals taking a major brute of the attack, trying to focus down a Colossi. Colossi gets microed back, still dies though. However, it does a lot more damage, and oh come on, you can kill this. Marine's missile turret kills off the Colossi. That's 2 Colossi we've seen killed from Sporal missile turrets in 2 games. Reinforcements being warped in, however, they're not going. There's no. Get my words right. Although his opponent is building another command center, looking to expand behind this, killing off an Smensk, I think I said that name correctly, picture, to really, just rub salt in the wound about the single player campaign. Taking control of the central Zalnaga tower, and both armies are indeed about the same now. Income for the Terran is almost double, in fact it is double, and he stims in, and this is going to be a deciding factor. IPS in the purple versus Jessica Alba in the blue. The blue is coming out in front at the moment, a lot higher, and those Marauders are really taking their toll on those Stalkers. Probes being pulled off the line, but just told to go back after a couple of seconds. GG! And that is the Terran killing a Protoss. I believe it is best of 3 now. Right, best of 3. Be right back. During a short break, I'll play some music. Enjoy.